That is right, Scott. And as you both recall, when this case began, Gogolack was charged along with Gerace and 4 others of being involved in a conspiracy to kill former Pharaohs dancer Crystal Quinn to keep her off the stand. Now, over time, the case crumbled to the point where the 4 others were allowed to plead guilty to lesser charges that had nothing to do with her death. And that conspiracy charge against Gerace, whose name wasn't even mentioned in the prosecution's opening statement today, was dismissed. But it doesn't leave Gogolack out of the woods, as he's still charged with causing Quinn's death. Quinn was found dead of a drug overdose inside Gogolack's Wellsville home in 2023, a few months before Gerace's trial was set to get underway. Though Gogolack is no longer charged with conspiring with others to kill Quinn, in his opening statement, Assistant U.S. Attorney Nicholas Cooper reminded jurors that to prove Gogolack guilty of distribution of fentanyl resulting in death, they don't have to show he intended to kill her or that he even gave her the drugs. Just that he had the drugs, she used them, and she died as a result. His drugs caused her death, is what he told them. Gogolack's lawyer Nick Texedo countered that the prosecution will offer no proof beyond a reasonable doubt that the drugs even belonged to Gogolack, suggesting Quinn could have brought them with her to his home and taken them at her own discretion. He told jurors they can't convict based on what might have happened or what probably happened involving his client, about whom he also told jurors, "You're not going to like what you hear about him." It was a precursor, perhaps, to the testimony of the trial's first witness, Jeffrey Crowder, a recovering addict who testified of an encounter inside Gogolack's home, which he described as nothing short of a house of horrors, where he claimed he was lured to the basement and held at gunpoint by Gogolack, who was wearing a mask and a protective suit made of garbage bags inside what appeared to be a makeshift death chamber built of plastic tarps stretched from floor to ceiling, a la Dexter. He says for 3 hours he was convinced he'd be killed before bolting from the house and managing to escape. At times, while recalling his alleged ordeal, Crowder shook and could barely speak, and he recoiled at the sight of the shotgun he says he was threatened and beaten with when prosecutors produced it in the courtroom today to enter into evidence. At one point, he spun around in the witness chair and faced the wall, sobbing and saying, "I wasn't expecting to see that." This trial is expected to last a month.